You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you haven't opened a door for somebody or an opportunity or given a kid a chance to, hey, you know what? Come here and learn the
Yeah.
ropes. Learn how to clean this washroom. I'm going to teach you. That's going to go a long way in your life. You're 17 years old. I'm going to teach you how to clean this washroom inside and out. And I want that to be the guiding principle of your work ethic for the rest of your life. You know
Well,
what that
you
does?
said a key thing. You said, "Let me show you how to clean the
Yes.
toilets." Not clean the toilets.
No, not clean
I
the
will
toilet.
show you how to
I
clean
will
this
show you.
toilet
We'll do it
the
together.
best way possible
Watch
because
me.
I clean the toilets
Yeah.
the best way possible. And I
Yes.
think that's a very, very big distinction between what a leader is and a boss. Allowing people to learn and have new skills and to operate in their way more efficiently and effectively, I think is just a great thing. And now it's not just here, wherever they want to go later on, wherever you need to go later on, you have that skill now.
Today, we're going to talk about opening up the doors so that your entire circle around you can become just as successful as you. So if you're a leader, if you think you're a leader, if you perceive yourself to be a leader, then you definitely want to listen to us today.
Thank you for joining us. This is Behind the Strength podcast. My name is Carlo.
I'm Christian. This is where we help you with your health, wealth, and your peace of mind. Today is going to be a very, very special one because it's a topic that is near and dear to us and is a huge reason as to why we are in business and why we continually grow in business. So for those of you who are joining us that are new, we are entrepreneurs from Toronto, Ontario, and that's in Canada. We are in the fitness and therapy business. So we're 8 years now, going on to 9. And we literally came from a very small 1,200 square foot facility, which was built by our own hands. And through the years, we've managed to grow this business into a multi-million-dollar business. And this year, we are expanding into a second location out west in Mississauga, and into our full clothing line, in which we have
we're
developed
developing that
over
right
time.
now. So if you're listening to this, I know we got some audience in New York, Calgary, LA, everywhere pretty much, which is pretty cool. Thank you for joining us. We will be coming out your way. I promise you. Our goal is to hit at least 250 locations worldwide. So you are going to see a strengthen in your neighborhood within the next 10 years.
So let's talk about that. 250 locations. What does that entail? Well, that to me, first of all, entails a lot of staffing, a lot of opportunity, open up opportunity. So today we're going to actually cover that. Because if you are a person, there's so many people out there that call themselves entrepreneurs or leaders or managers or whatever have you these days. And we want to talk about what that really entails. Because what that entails to us and why it's important to us is the fact that what you're supposed to be doing is creating opportunity for people around you.
Yes.
For them to better themselves, for them to grow, for them to better, to make a better living for their families. Mm-hmm. So all in all, it's never you that should be climbing up alone. And that's never going to happen to begin with.
Never.
So for those of you that think that you climb up alone and this fight is yours alone, and you're the only one that's kept sleepless at night, you're fooling yourself.
Well, this also goes for the solopreneurs, the person who has their own business and they're moving on alone by themselves. You're eventually, if you want to actually become super successful in what you do in your personal business, you're going to need some help.
Yeah,
whether
for sure.
it's somebody who does your accounting,
Yes.
whether it's someone who manages your marketing, right?
Yeah. Human resources.
Eventually your day-to-day operations, because more than likely, if you're by yourself as a solopreneur, you're the skilled person.
Mm-hmm.
And the skilled person is not the business operator
Not
at all.
necessarily.
Usually not.
So,
Usually
no.
not. It's very hard to find a lot of business operators who are also the skilled person.
Yes.
So you're going to need people, and when you have people, even if you have people in your life that are close to you, to give opportunities to people, to let them have a platform to shine and develop their greatness and what they want to do, in context to your business, your life fulfillment is going to be so profound.
The biggest thing these days is, with social media, like everybody's putting out themselves to be a success story. You know what a real success story to me is someone that's constantly, every single day, giving the opportunities to people for them to succeed, to become their own successful stories, right? The success of you is only determined by the success of others around you. And like, what the fuck have you done for that? You know what I mean? If you haven't opened a door for somebody or an opportunity or given a kid a chance to, hey, you know what? Come here and learn the ropes, learn how to clean this washroom. I'm going to teach you. That's going to go a long way in your life. You're 17 years old. I'm going to teach you how to clean this washroom inside and out. And I want that to be the guiding principle of your work ethic for the rest of your life. You know what that does?
You said a key thing. You said, let me show you how to clean the toilets, not clean the toilets.
No, not clean the toilet.
I will show you how to clean this toilet
We'll do it
the
together.
best way possible
Watch
because
me.
I clean the toilets the best way possible. And I think that's a very, very big distinction between what a leader is and a boss or whatever.
Yeah, don't point and be like, hey, do this. Like, have you dug in there? Have you actually, like, you know, dug where the puke is inside the toilet, you know what I mean? That's clogging it up, and the extra backed up toilet paper.
Yep.
You know, it's about doing it yourself first. It's not about the reliance of others, right?
Yeah.
So he talked about earlier, yes, eventually you're going to have staffing. You're going to have people around you, whether it be even vendors that you're dealing with. You're not going to go at this alone.
Yeah.
And the point is, so let's just say, even if you work with vendors, you're opening up a possibility for them to do business and for them to make money and income, right? Like, that's what we're talking about. You don't do this alone. And if you think that you're going to be doing that alone, then you're never going to succeed.
Yes.
Period. Whether it be in business, whether it be in life, or wherever you go.
So the question is, and I want to break it down to the nitty gritty. Like, what you have to, why would you want to open the doors for everybody else?
Well, it's a trickle effect of essentially too. And you know what? We're huge on energy. We speak about it all the time. Essentially, and if you think, okay, energy, this bougie stuff, whatever, let's just talk about what you put your time and your mind into. So if I put my time into a certain skill, right? Let's just say earlier this week we had an Excel course.
Yeah.
That guy Al is a friggin' whiz, the teacher. But that's what he's put his time into. The only thing he thinks about in his head is, how do I make the spreadsheet better? How do I read this data better? How do I make he asks himself these questions. That's what he spends his time doing. And in doing that, then he gets himself to service all people like us.
Yes.
Who are like, hey, Al, I don't know how to make this communicate with that.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great thing to watch. And it was a great thing to be like, listen, so we gave him the opportunity to do business together, right? He gave us a service back. And that gives the opportunity for the people who were in that class to open up their minds to possibilities of their own, skills.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Right.
Because I was looking at how people were dealing with these reportings and all that stuff, and our day-to-day operations, and you have to recognize when, okay, we can make this efficient if everybody understands how to use this properly.
Yeah.
Allowing people to learn and have new skills and to operate in their way more efficiently and effectively, I think is just a great thing. And now it's not just here, wherever they want to go later on, wherever you need to go later on, you have that skill now. And
that's an important thing. So like that's for those of you who are just joining us. So we recently just did almost like a course. It was on Excel. It was the beginner program. And then there was a more intermediate program of it. So we did that over the course of 2 weeks. And this is something that we thought, hey, listen, let's invest in the people that we work with to do this course so that everybody just sharpens their tools.
Now, I bet you're asking why the fuck gym and therapy people need to learn Excel.
100% they do, because we read everything off Excel.
But here's a very important lesson for anybody that's listening who has a business. I don't give a shit what business you're in. Well, you could be a chef, you could be a hairdresser, you could be an accountant, right? Well, accountants use Excel. It doesn't matter. You're a barber, right? If you do not know your numbers and you don't pull reports and analyze it every day, every week, every month, and put that against your projections and see how your business is growing and the health of the business, you will be out of business very soon. I promise you that. And if you do not know your numbers, whether it's how many people came in, how many cuts you did, how many no-showed you, how many people, how long it's taking your cuts on average, how much income per person on average, you're going to go down because you're running your business blindly and you just feel good because there's so many people around you. You don't even know if you're doing well or not. And on top of that, your expenses, how you can make it more efficient.
A big thing for that too is, again, like going back to opening up opportunity. If you don't currently understand that stuff, then get someone who can, who does.
Because you can't give more. You can't give more opportunity if you don't understand these numbers.
And if you don't, and if let's just say, hey, the money isn't there right now for that. first of all, make the money for that, because that understanding your numbers and your actual business is the best thing you could invest in, first of all. So if anything else, invest in that. But at the end of the day, you can even barter with somebody to just, learn basic accounting and learn. But the point is, you're giving people opportunity. So I'll do something for you, you do something for me. And that's what we're really touching on, is when you're doing business, or even, if you're going about your everyday life, you should be thinking about, how do I open doors for other people? Because essentially that's what's going to happen with you.
But so what are the essential skills? Like, not everybody right now in their current state could be able
No.
to handle all that, because there comes a lot of shit with that.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
and not a lot of people could handle it if they don't have the right tools or
Yes.
understanding to be able to. You have to be that. You have to be the person in the room who's tired as fuck, and still has to give more energy than everybody else in that room. You have to be that person in the room who's broke as fuck, who's broker than everybody else in the room, and still figure out how your other people could make more money. You have to be that person in the room to be mentally and physically stable when everything around you is in chaos.
Actually,
and that's what it takes to be this type of person.
There's a book that I just sent you guys this morning. It's called The Only Leadership Book You'll Need. It's an Audible special. It's very good. It's a summary of all the books that we've ever read.
Really?
Fantastic book. And the number one thing they talk about, they go, you know what true leaders are? During chaos, they are the calmest people. They are the quietest people. They're the ones that already have a plan.
I
They're
believe
the ones
it.
that they go, that's why people listen to them in those times.
Absolutely. You have to be.
Yeah.
Because, dude, here's the thing. I use this analogy a lot. When you're in the corner in a fight, in a Muay Thai fight, what is going to get you out of the corner? Panic? Or breathe, understand, trust your defense, find a little opening, wait for it, and move? What is it? You know what I mean? The people who get dummied in the corner are the ones who panic.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What did we say? At a certain heart rate,
yeah.
your ability to understand things is significantly lower.
Your cognitive skills.
So you have to make sure you calm your heart rate.
Yes.
Right? Because the end goal is to get out of the situation,
Yeah.
not fall into the situation.
Yeah.
When there's noise around you, somebody has to be that guiding light to be like, okay, I'm understanding that this naturally is going to happen. Noise is going to be around me. Everybody's going to panic.
And that's the quality of a person that would be the one to open doors for people, to create possibilities
There's
for
no
people.
there's no other way. You can't.
There's no other.
No.
And you know what? Touching base back on that type of person that it takes to do that. Many entrepreneurs out there are of that nature. It has to be one of sacrifice. Like, you have to understand that it is a sacrifice, and it's never done for just you. Most of these people think it's like the people in that state. They see things as way bigger than themselves, right? So their cause, their purpose to do it, and to go on with their venture, to go on, increasing their manpower, their staff, and whatever it is. Those are people that are willing to take the risk because they know they have a bigger vision. No matter what happens down the road, my vision's gonna come through. My vision's way bigger than all this. That's not even a concern. Yeah. Oh, we have minus $2,000 in the bank right now, and there's like 20 grand coming out. Don't worry about that. My vision's way bigger than this. Just trust me on this one.
Oh yeah, this is just part of these are the bumps on the road.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole journey that we're gonna go through. Because like we said, 250. If we can't handle the problems in one location right now or two, how are we gonna handle problems in 250? You know what I mean? Like, you have to have that expansive mindset and be like, okay, this is actually, I like this. So this is the way I see it. And to be honest, like, whenever there's problems around, I'm like, great, because this is just one location.
Yeah,
Thank God it's coming up now. And not 30 locations down the road, because now your problems are going to be amplified by 30 or even more, because there's more people.
And the apologizing you got to do then is going to be 20 times alone.
Because eventually, bro, we're going to have to, to communicate with the team. We're going to have to send memos, like in an email. Hey, team, like 450, 500 of them. We can't have one-on-one meetings anymore or small group meetings. So we have to be able to handle things better now and understand. Because here's the thing. Once you have one location, for instance, or a small group, it's easier to maneuver things.
Yes,
right? It's
of
easier
course. There's a personal touch to it
get
still.
into the nitty gritty and understand why things are happening. Not just the surface level shit, not just like fighting fires, but understanding why the fire was caused in the first place. Right? Maybe moving a piece of appliance over this way because it's too close to this type of wall that's going to burn or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So understanding the nitty gritty. Now you can't do that if you have 30 locations. You copied certain things and they're in place, but a lot of things are changed. So I see it as opportunity to do it right now when things are small. Like, let's deal with the problems now.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Because as we like every single week, when we add a new process, there's going to be repercussions of it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Of
When
course.
you
There's
poke,
always gonna
when
be
you poke in
when
one
you
way,
poke a
there's
bear,
something
yeah,
going to come.
something's gonna- yeah, for sure.
There's something going to come out.
Yeah.
So having that understanding and openness and really just because when you know problem's going to happen, it's not actually stressful. It's like, okay, this is another
This is another day.
If I'm in the ring and I know I'm going to get punched,
You're gonna get hit.
I'm going to get fucking hit.
It's just another day.
But what is it? Okay, cool. This guy has a right hand and that's really fucking fast. Cool, he hit me a few times. I need to pay attention to that and see how he's setting up so I could find the indication that's happening and then move accordingly.
Yeah.
Right? So and it's on you if you let it happen again.
Yeah.
Right? So step in a ring and be like, okay, I'm open, I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
but,
you have to
but
be
I'm gonna get better every time.
Yes, you have to be open to that first of all. You
Right.
got to know you're gonna take your licks along the way. You're gonna take your licks
stop
along the
taking
way. When you
yourself so seriously.
when you open the doors for people, guaranteed you're gonna get hurt.
You're gonna get beat the
especially
fuck down.
especially because people are mean, man. People
yeah.
are fucking mean, and they will do whatever it takes to get at you. Sometimes it's not about you though.
It's never been about you. It's never been about you.
and it's gonna happen regardless.
Yes.
So for anybody that does hold back and say, you know what, I don't like to open doors for people because they always screw me over. Guess what? That is gonna happen, but there's a much bigger end of the day than that. There is.
First of all, people screw you over when you ain't doing shit in your life.
Exactly. So
you know what I mean? Like when nothing's going on, someone's gonna find a way to screw you over.
Exactly.
It's human nature.
It's human nature.
Because people come first, and when you get into business, you have to understand that.
Yes.
And nobody gives a shit about you. And I keep saying this: nobody gives a shit about you.
Yes.
They care about themselves. That's why they're trying to find a solution, and that's why they signed up with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care about you, Christian. I need to get fit. I don't care about your life.
Well,
get me fit. I'm paying you.
This is why. A lot of the people who rely solely on themselves in business and their face and whatever being the face of the business that now that's just like not a smart way to go because you're just reliant on yourself now. You know what I mean? And that's not gonna last.
So the question is, how do you become strong enough to deal with all this shit? And my answer for that personally is understand your why. Like, never let go of that shit. Mm-hmm. And I want to share a quick story on why I fiercely want to succeed in this shit. Because I was telling you this story earlier. In high school, I would meet a lot of people. You know, when you'd be in groups and stuff like that, you'd go hang out with other girls and whatever, in pool halls or whatnot. And I met a guy, this Caucasian guy, and no fault to him. I fully understand him now because in retrospect, I try to understand other people's position and the way of life. But at that moment, when I met this guy at this pool hall, he was talking to me. He's like, "Yo, I love Filipino people. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I love hanging out with you. Your women are hot. Blah blah blah. They know how to take care of a guy." And then he went up to say, and my dad. He was kind of well off. He has a Filipino maid, a Filipino nanny, a caregiver. You guys make the best freaking caregivers, man. And to me, as I found that really offensive at that time. I'm like, yo, bro, like if you're trying to compliment me, this is not the way you compliment my people. Yeah. You know what I mean? But at that time, I was actually mature enough to really break it down. Like, the only how we've been marketed or how we're perceiving ourselves in this community is that, right? For at that moment. Yeah. Caregiving, because that was the hustle, bro.
Yeah.
Yo,
that's the only because you're a
that
good
was
caregiver.
the only way we got into Canada. A lot of us,
or the States, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I broke it down and I kind of got pissed at it, and I was like, I had a phase in my life where, I was angry that we were being misrepresented, we were being misunderstood. So I don't know if you know this, but I was actually doing slam poetry for a while, and I wrote some stuff about it. But then I started realizing when I wrote them, like, yes, it's great to shed a light on these things that are happening that people are misunderstanding who we our true potential, who we are, and they're putting us in a box of just caregivers and all that shit. Because that's important. But for me, I was like, okay, listen, man, I'm fucking smarter than this. I know I have the hustle. If I'm ever going to, if we're ever as a people gonna rise above this shit, one of us has to move further than the caregiving shit, further than just cooking, right? Because our people are fucking smart. We're rhythmic. We're intelligent people, man, and we hustle, and we're very friendly to a lot of people. So that's a foundation of entrepreneurship. If you think about it,
it is.
So when I realized, I'm like, listen, okay, I'm gonna let all these other poets and all these other people push that narrative. Like, let them shed the light on it, and let me be that motherfucker to show people, like, yo, we got other things going on other than caregiving, dog. Because okay, we're caregiving here. We're giving people light, right? If you think about it, but yo, our business is a multi-million-dollar business now. A year, and we could bang with you motherfuckers. Your dad was rich. Guess what? One day our people are gonna be rich, and we're gonna have, say in certain
we're gonna be the rich dad.
You know what I mean? So that was the decision. That why sticks with me every single day, because I'm tired of it, man. I'm seriously tired, of us being represented that way. So this is what pushes me. Like, all this other shit doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All these issues that we have doesn't matter to me.
And that, if you just hear that and you just hear the passion in his voice and him tell the story, you'll understand. If you are that type of person, you'll understand why it's very, very important and essential to your growth as an entrepreneur, as a person, to open doors for people. Just that alone.
Yeah. I mean, it gets me fired up because, our people go through so much,
And you know what? For anybody listening to this today, you have to have that strong why. You got to ask yourself again why you do what you do every single day, and how you're going to open doors and how you're going to give back to people, because you wouldn't be where you are today had not somebody, opened a door for you. So you think about that, and I certainly hope that what you got out of this today is you got to give out there, and you got to give yourself out there, give other people opportunity, when you can, when it's the right time for you. And believe me, that's how you grow, and that's how you're, and not just, not if you want to talk about in the term of finances, that's how your bank grows. That's how your bank grows. Are you talking about intellectual, your spirit, your heart? That's how that shit grows. Character.
Be tough, man. Just let it open the doors, and regardless of what people
comes at
do,
you,
who gives a shit? Like,
they're gonna slash at you.
It's gonna happen, man.
It's gonna happen regardless. They're gonna slash at you anyway.
But, our business partner took a lot of money from us. Our ex-business partner. We kept going.
A lot.
We still kept growing. There's so many people that fucking took a lot from us. We still kept growing, and you got to be strong enough to take that shit. Because if you have a strong enough why, if you need to do this, you need to do this. It's not like you should do it. You need to do this for a greater purpose other than yourself. And you have the foundation of doing it. Don't waste your life. Just do it. It's gonna be worth it. Because guess what, man? When you're 50 years old and you're still home and nothing's happening, you're gonna wish you did this shit because you knew you had it in you. So just go fucking do it.
Just fucking do it, guys. If you have any comments about today, if you want to share any stories, please get at us. If you got anything out of this on a positive note, share it with somebody. Right? If you want to leave a comment or even suggest anything of any topics, you can get at us through
at bts@strengthnu.com. That's Bobby Terry Sandy at strength-n-u.com, or on Instagram, strengthnu, strengthnu.
Just on a side note, we do this podcast. We don't put any ads on it. We don't ask for anything. And the reason why we do it is because we want people to understand what we've been through, and what we are going through, and to do it with us, and to not make the mistakes that we made, and to kind of learn the lessons that we learned earlier in life than later, right? So it's to shed some insight, and that's exactly what we mean by opening doors for people, because something as simple as that is sharing some good, valuable content goes a long way. Thank you for listening.
And listen, man, you just spend, if you're listening to this and you've listened to it fully, you just spend in the last 20 or something minutes, 30 minutes. Don't waste it. Do something with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't just be that person who just takes in all this information and does nothing about it. If this this is the thing that's going to push you, or you know that and somebody else that this is going to push, like, yo, you have to push yourself to be a leader. These are the things that are happening. It's okay. It's natural. Keep going. Don't give up. That's an action step right there. So do something about this right now.
Yeah.
The subject, if this hits you, do something.
Yeah, get out there and
Get
do
out
something.
there, because guess what, man? If we didn't do this, we wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to us.
You got to act. Yeah, man.
So act
Thank
now.
you.
All right? Cheers.